Well, hi everyone, it's Joe for Hire, and just want to explain that last video because obviously people click on it's like, geez, it's a lawnmower running. What's the big deal? The big deal was it's been almost 2 months since this thing has been in and out of the shops getting repaired, and it's a long, complicated story. Basically, in the nutshell, my X Mark 30 push mower was working great. I bought it used. I replaced the fuel filter, the spark plug, the air filter, changed the oil, so it's all set to go, sharpened the blades. That thing ran like a tank most of May. And then halfway through June, it started not working good. And it's like, what the hey? So took it into a local repair shop that's been around for a long, long time. They have always looked after me. They're not an X Mark dealer, but since this was a 2014, they told me, hey, we deal with Kawasaki engines and engine. And long story short, that thing was there for 3 weeks. And they did everything, every sort of preventative test. Sorry, it's kind of bright out here. That they knew of. They did a leak down test, a compression test, whatever. Could not figure out why this thing was not working properly. So finally I said, listen, once they told me they thought they had it narrowed down to a cam, thought it was a cam, because apparently they work on ATVs, and that's what an ATV did, similar to what my mower was doing. And it's like, you know what, if it's a cam, I'm just going to park the thing and figure out if I'm going to fix it or not. So then I did, well, likely what I should have done in the first place. I took it to my X Mark dealer, because the other shop was closer. The X Mark dealer is a little bit further away. Get to the X Mark dealer, within a day they had to fix. Apparently there was the wrong gasket between the carburetor and the engine block. What that made a difference, I don't know. But when I brought it back home, it ran perfect. It's like, thank God this thing runs excellent. It runs like a brand new machine. I cut one lawn. It worked perfect. Loaded it up in my trailer, headed out to the next lawn. Get to the next lawn. Before I get there, I hit a pothole. Not a big deal. Not a big pothole, but it was enough to jolt the trailer. That one pothole jolted the lawnmower enough, and of course I forgot to shut the fuel off. So guess what? I unload the X Mark, go to pull it. I can't even pull the ripcord. It's like, what the heck? It just ran perfect at the last lawn. Then I started looking at it. There's gas coming right out of the carburetor. Like a lot of gas. Like, I'm glad no one was smoking, because everything would have gone up in flames. And it's like, what in the world is going on here? So then I find out through taking it apart that the float is screwed. You know, the float is full of fuel. And then I found out something else interesting. No one stocks a float for that. And then I find out some more stuff. Floats between $25 and $28, depending on who you call. A brand new aftermarket, don't tell my dealer, but an aftermarket, which is identical to the other one, is $65 on eBay. It took almost 3 weeks for this thing to come from eBay. Anyways, I got it, put it on. At first I tried fixing the old carburetor, got a new float for it, a new needle for it. The needle, this little tiny needle, was worth more than what the float was worth, but whatever. Tried it, still wasn't starting, and the fuel was leaking out the bottom. Maybe I didn't have the one nut tighten that holds the bowl to the carburetor. Anyway, so I go, screw it, I'll take it off, put it in the side, put the new one on, because I had the new one. The new one and the spare float and needle showed up within a day of each other. And put the new one on. It would not fire for the life of anything. I pulled and pulled and pulled. Anyways, long story short, I went on this Facebook group that's with X Mark owners and dealers. They were great. They were telling me, check this, blah, blah, blah. I got a lot, it may be the coil. I got one guy that said, you might as well sell it if you're having this much problems with it. But a lot of good, simple stuff. And I did call my dealer. The dealer says, I don't know exactly what's going on, Joe, but you may want to check the oil level, because if it's low on oil, there may be a switch that will prevent it from starting. And it's like, well, you know what? I did do an oil change, so maybe I should check the oil level again, just in case, you know, maybe I didn't put enough in. And sure enough, it was at the add line. On these ones, you don't screw the cap in to check it. You just drop it in, pull it out, and check it, because they gave me a false reading. Anyways, long story short, between my dealer and the X-Marks owners groups on Facebook and my cell phone, because you know what? I am not the fastest nor the smartest small engine mechanic out there. I don't think you could even call me a small engine mechanic, because I just know the basics. Tune-ups, oil changes, sharpen the blades, that's it. But I was smart enough to take a picture of the carburetor before I removed it, which was good, because basically once I got it running yesterday, it ran terrible. And it's like, oh my God, I was so frustrated. What now? What did I do? So I posted the video online on the X-Marks owner group, and a lot of them came back saying the same thing. The choke stuck. There's something wrong. Maybe you got the linkages mixed up. It's like, well, geez, I don't think so, but I'll have another look. Well, I also had to look this morning on my phone, and guess what? That's exactly what I did. I reversed the linkages, and it made sense where they were. And it's like, well, yeah, this one goes here, this one goes here, and then look at my phone. Oh no, they flip. Yeah, me. It's all me. And basically, it was, once I reversed them, it was still running rough, but I pressed the one linkage where it connects to the carburetor, and then maybe something was sticking, but all of a sudden, boom, the thing started running like a top, running like I knew it was supposed to run, and it's like, thank God. It's been almost 2 months. And I'm not trying to harp on the other garage that tried to help me. Like I said, they have, every time I've taken something small in that, you know, like rip cords, I'm always breaking rip cords. They'll fix it while I'm there. I'm sure they're busy doing other things, but they know I'm a contractor, so they try and keep me on the go. One time I took a tire in the knee of the tube. They fixed it for me right then and there. They're a great shop. They're just not an X-Mark dealer. And, you know, maybe the guy overthought things. Like, I'm not going to tell the guy how to do his job. He's likely torn more lawnmowers apart than I ever will. But it was a simple thing. You know, it could have happened to anybody. I would have known how to look for it. I would have just said, yeah, the gasket's there. So, but that's the difference between a dealership that specializes in those engines and a dealer that just tries to do everything. These guys obviously knew what they're doing, and they got it fixed. And actually, I had to take another ripcord in this morning to get fixed off my Bobcat walk behind, because it snapped off. And so yeah, they fixed it for me while I was there, so I was really appreciative of that. So anyways, long story short, the Bobcat's fixed, the X-Mark's fixed, so I'm happy. And I just hope everything keeps going. If that was the only thing, that's a hard lesson for me to learn, but there, it's done. Support your dealers, because that could have saved me a lot of time. And always shut your fuel off. I've never had that problem with my Lawn Boy or my Cub Cadet push mower. I hit bumps all the time. The Cub Cadet was on the trailer with the X-Mark, so it got jolted the same as the X-Mark. Only for some reason it didn't affect the Cub Cadet, and it really threw the X-Mark off for a loop. So anyways, that's it. It's really hot in my truck. I think I'm going to call it a day. Yeah, so there you go. Hopefully, I'm sure the X-Mark owners and dealers website will be happy to hear that the X-Mark's fixed, and I can stop bugging them now, asking for help. But they've been really great, because otherwise I would have not known what to do. I did want to fix it myself, because I wanted to learn. I know if I took it to my X-Mark dealer, they would have fixed it a lot quicker than me. However, I already had to pay for them to find out that the gasket was wrong on the carburetor, so I didn't want to take it back and say, well, dummy me, I forgot to shut the fuel off, and now what? So anyways, I learned how to remove and replace a carburetor on that, how to replace the needle and the float, and yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to start up my own engine business tomorrow, but at least, it, you know, it cost me a lot of time, but I saved some money, if you want to look at it that way. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. You guys take care. And this is Joe for Joe for Hire signing off.